yeah, it's been obviously an interesting season when we're reflecting and still finishing up our reflecting, but the overall feeling is, it's been altogether a good season and one where, there's been progression for the club. So, like I said, since 2014 we haven't finished obviously in the top 10. So to do that is I wouldn't say great achievement, but it's an achievement in itself because obviously we're making progression. So that's a good thing. Obviously, probably different styles of football at different times of the year when the pitches are wet or bubbly. We've recognised that. At the start, you can play a little bit or a bit more, but towards the end, when the pitches are bubbly, you might have to go a bit more direct. So, learning obviously when we can play and when we need to be a bit more direct in our football.
Yeah, I think the togetherness within the group, the management team, and the group of players filters down from the top as well, from the chairman down to Tez Mack and to us as well. I think we've got a great team spirit and a great togetherness, and I think the attendance on the last game of the season of 850, 860 shows that the fans as well were together with us at the end of the season. So the togetherness, is as strong as it's been since we took over, I feel.
Say thank you. I know sometimes, especially with how we started, fans have probably thought, this is going to be the season, but it's all, it's all a process, and yes, you're going to get the odd fan wanting and demanding more, and that's natural because everyone wants to be the best. But just want to thank you for their patience as well, because some have been really, really patient with us and welcomed us into the club. So. They've been brilliant and support, especially the ones that come away as well, which has been really, really good towards the end of the season. We started to get a good group come, so they've been really welcoming and it's been good.
Yeah, I think plans are already being put into place on trying to get the old supporters coach back together or travelling on the bus with the players. And as Keith said, the away support towards the end of the season was brilliant. Having more numbers that we did at the start of the season, and it really helps the lads as well. When you've got a following cheering them on, because when you go away from home, it's difficult any ground in this league. So when you have an away support, it gives the lads a bit more of a boost as well. So yeah, definitely something that I know behind the scenes at the club are looking to get back with the supporters coach and more of a following, because it does help.
Yes, obviously we're looking at the list at the moment. For us, when we evaluate the season, again, 67 goals scored, I think it was, and 64 conceded. Shows you going forward, I think we was in the top 5 or 6 for scoring and being a threat. So that shows you at the other end, we need more stability. So that's one thing we've recognised, and will be better next season. Especially to make a push as well, and we want to be in the playoffs. And I feel like if we can get that side of things right, we'll be a force next season, definitely. Because I said, going forward, on our day, there's no one better. There is no one better than us. But we have to be consistent with that and defend better. So, listen, we'll look at, obviously, goalkeeper for next season. 1 or 2 more, obviously, at the back. And yeah, hopefully we can put a squad together that's really going to be pushing and reaching playoffs.
I think on that as well, I think there's a certain number 9 that we certainly want to keep at the club, and I know the fans will want him to stay as well. So we're working hard behind the scenes to make sure that we secure all the 9 that we've got at the moment. I think it'll be the same as what it was this season. We backed ourselves at the start of the season to be challenging at the top. I think it was a massive learning one for us as a management group. I think we probably underestimated the amount of money that was in the league with some of the clubs, and it was getting used to that idea. But listen, we want to be challenging. We want to be in the playoffs. you know, we want to win the league. That's what we want to do, but we want to be definitely challenging in the playoffs like we did this season. I think, as Keith said, you know, finishing in the top 10 for the first time since 2014, you know, was a mini achievement, but an achievement that the club haven't done. But definitely challenging the top 6.
And I think as well, like with that, when you look at it finishing 9th, I think it was 11 points off playoffs. So you look at the games where we drew 1-1 here to Biggleswade, to Redditch. There's been 1 or 2 other games where we conceded last minute, the Rushden game, and you look at that and there's 9 points off the top of my head. So we feel like as a group we are very close, but just adding a bit more experience down the spine of the team, I think will put us in good stead for next season. Yeah, I think obviously when you're taking on the role, you know, it's a big club. And I think it is we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, don't we? But when you're managing, obviously, the chairman's expectations, the fans' expectations, managing players' expectations, and everything, you know, it is a lot. But you don't realise that. I think when you're in the job, you're just doing what you can to obviously be the best, and you know, you try and bring everyone together and have that holistic approach. So, learned a hell of a lot, 100%, especially with like little things, you know. When you have a great game, obviously you do the best thing. When you have a bad game, you know, you're not so, and you know, the fans are on your case. But I think it's one of them things that we've learned as a group, as a players and management, is that you don't get too high, you don't get too low. You know what obviously your goals are at the end of the season, and you need to push for that. And so like you have to stay focused in that, and I feel like we've done that well at times this year, probably not at the start, because, you know, being a young group was flying, and then having that, I think that run in November and you're having injuries and stuff like that, that kind of knocked us. But that's only put us in good stead for the future. And like I said, we learn very, very quick as a group, both as players and as managers. And I think that was also shown in the Alvechurch game, where, you know, we said, you know what, you're not going to always be able to play. And we've went a bit more direct, and I think the 3-4 games after that, or 3 games after that, we looked so effective as well. So we're constantly learning how to manage everyone's expectations here. And our goal, listen, is to try and push this club on to bigger and better. So we put that pressure on ourselves anyway. No one has to put that on us. And, you know, I'm excited for next season.
I think, you know, behind the scenes, we've done the pre-season lineup. We've got some great games coming up pre-season that will put us in great stead for the start of the season. So just to the fans, really, just to come out and do what you've done this season, just be unbelievable and show us that support, and show the lads that support, you know, and try and get to as many games as possible to give us the backing that we need, and that helps us so much. So to turn out in numbers pre-season and come and support the lads. Yeah,
massively. I think obviously when you've looked at the Tamworth game, the Rushall game, I think our average attendance 500, and the lads, you know, the buzz off playing here when the fans are behind them. So like I said, just keep supporting, and hopefully we can do as proud next season.